This man steals a diamond worth 200 million yen, but the police were right in front of him, confident that they can at last catch him after 8 years. He then throws the diamond, which explodes and allows him to escape. Kaido Kid runs through the building while the officer Ginzo watches him through CCTV and instructs his team. Not knowing Kaido Kid is also hearing, he suddenly disappears and hides at a dead end. This surprises Ginzo, but as he arrives at the scene, he quickly finds an opening and sends his team to capture the thief. But it was a trap, as Kaido Kid was hiding right in front of them. However, Ginzo was also ready. He confronts Kaido Kid, thinking he's finally caught him. But Kaido Kid pulls another trick, turning himself invisible and slipping away. Reporters capture the mysterious scene, and it becomes breaking news that the infamous thief Kaido Kid has returned after 8 years. Students definitely see him as a cool magician and their new hero. A student whose name is actually Kaido was also an expert magician in his school. How couldn't they make it more obvious than this? Furthermore, his father was the best magician in the world, who died 8 years ago, the same day Kaido Kid vanished. Knowing that Kaido Kid died many years ago, Kaido claims he is going to catch this faker. Standing before his father's picture, he admires his brilliance. When he touches it, a hidden switch gets activated, pulling him inside. His father's picture gets replaced by the infamous thief magician, Kaido Kid. As Kaido arrives in the hidden basement, he gets shocked to see that it's all full of mystery. He starts hearing his father's voice from a tape recorder. His father was telling him that he is the real Kaido Kid, but the message wasn't clear. Just as Kaido presses some buttons, Kaido Kid's original suit displays in front of him. On the other hand, that fake Kaido Kid warns the police that he will steal another jewelry tomorrow at exactly 12. Officer Ginzo was excited. Finally, another chance to catch his rival. He orders a tight security to the museum. With several security cameras, he will be monitoring every single second. With the media outside and this much security, it seems impossible to steal the diamond. However, exactly at 12 o'clock, Kaido Kid appears inside the building. He shut down all the lights. Before Ginzo can react, he steals the diamond, disguised as a policeman, and makes his escape. When Kaido Kid uses the same trick again, Ginzo orders his team not to fall for it and charge ahead, only to be fooled once more. Kaido Kid escapes the museum and leaps from the 50th floor. Everyone is stunned as he appears to fly through the air. Without thinking, the police chase and finally capture him, only to discover it was just a dummy. On the other hand, Kaido himself dresses as the Kaido Kid and goes to the museum. When the fake Kaido Kid climbs to the rooftop, he gets shocked to find another Kaido Kid waiting for him. He wanted to know the secret of this fake imposter. When fake Kid attacks Kaido with his invisible magic, Kaido easily sees through it and destroys the mirror with only one strike. The old man turns out to be real Kaido Kid's servant, who is now seeking revenge on those responsible for his master's death. Kaido is stunned to learn that his father was a thief and murdered by a secret organization. When the police close in, he tells the old man to hide and declares himself the new Kaido Kid. Then he leaps from the building, but instead of falling, he soars into the sky and vanishes, thanks to yet another brilliant trick. That following day, when he was lying on the ground, looking at the diamond, his best friend shows up, who is the daughter of the officer Ginzo. As Kaido always teases her, Aoko decides to take her revenge. She scares the hell out of this cool magician with only a fish, causing the diamond to fall in the fish mouth. When Inspector Ginzo cuts the fish, he was over the moon to find the stolen diamond inside. He suspects Kaido must be the Kaido Kid and remembers that he once saw Kaido Kid's face. That resembles Kaido. When he discusses it with Aoko, she utterly refuses to believe that. However, to get his name cleared, she begs Kaido to go out with her. On the same date, Kaido Kid has announced his date of crime. Kaido was confused, yet he had no option but to agree. But how will he keep his secret? That day, Kaido was anxious about his true identity because his face was already exposed to Ginzo. Despite the risk, he goes to meet Aoko. They enjoy themselves on the swing and in the cars, just like those from my childhood memories. All was going well until it was time for Kaido Kid's manifesto. But Aoko didn't want to leave yet, as she wanted to see a movie. When Kaido tries to sneak away, she handcuffs him and requests him to stay for a while. But Kaito was the son of best magician for a reason. He removes his fake arm and replaces a dummy while he manages to escape with the old man. After putting the guards to sleep, he opens the cage only to find Officer Ginzo waiting for him. He grabs Kaido Kid from behind and starts removing his hat. But Kaido Kid swiftly puts on a mask of Ginzo's face, turning the tables and making a fool of him. Kaido Kid is indeed the master of disguise, as he can assume the form of anyone. Even police officers became his fans. He then wears Aoko's face and teases Ginzo before escaping swiftly. On the other hand, as Aoko thinks she is watching a movie with Kaido, Kaido has to return as soon as possible. But as you know, life has a very bad habit of giving surprises at the most wrong time. Kaido's car breaks down on his way back, which leaves him with no other option but to run. Aoko was so invested in the movie that she didn't notice if Kaido is sitting beside her or not. As Kaido approaches there, he thinks that he has lost the race with time. But suddenly, he comes up with a cool idea. Using all of his plot armor, he rides a dangerous roller coaster ride and somehow manages to enter the cinema room from above, and without anyone noticing it. Aoko was very happy that her best friend isn't a thief. But who's gonna tell her that she is a side character? As they were about to leave, they see Ginzo screaming at Kaido Kid, claiming he is gonna catch him next time. In the meantime, a European princess has come to Japan for an exhibition showcasing her famous gem. She boldly challenges Kaido Kid to try and steal her diamond. Inspector Ginzo is eager, but just then, the #1 detective in Europe has also arrived. He openly mocks Inspector Ginzo for failing to catch Kaido even once. Adding salt to the injury, Delon expresses zero faith in Ginzo's team, as he blames them for constantly letting Kaido slip through their fingers. Delon then challenges Kaido Kid to steal the princess's Shining gem. Kaido was also mad at Delon when he called Kaido Kid a petty thief. On his way home, he notices Ginzo sitting alone, looking defeated. In an attempt to lift his spirits, Kaido sits next to him and endures his speech of failure. He then performs a series of mind-blowing magic tricks. Watching how spotless his tricks are, Ginzo begs Kaido to attend the princess's party where only magicians are invited. This would give Ginzo a chance to get in too. Left with no choice, Kaido joins Ginzo and Aoko at the event, where other magicians are already gathering. As expected, when Detective Delon confronts Ginzo, Kaido slips away, and soon everyone hears that Kaido Kid has appeared in the party. Detective Delon tells the security to take the princess away, while he goes to find the phantom thief. Yet, they only find a boy tied up. As the officers leave, the boy is revealed to be Kaito, who had tied up the real officer in the toilet. He then rushed to the other guards, relaying a fake order from Detective Delon to gather in the party hall. Watching so many officers have gathered in the hall, Inspector Ginzo tried to warn them they are making a huge mistake, but was forced to leave. Meanwhile, Kaito disguised himself as Detective Delon and ordered the princess's guards to capture Kaito Kid, who he claimed was disguised as Inspector Ginzo. Within moments, the guards attacked Ginzo and ties him up. When the princess was left alone, Kaito Kid enters her room quietly. To his surprise, instead of being scared, the princess turned out to be a die-hard fan of his, even running a fan website dedicated to him. Though Kaito didn't expect this, he still had to steal the precious gem, but promised to return to her later. When Delon enters Princess's room, it was pitch black, and Kaito Kid was flying outside the window. He instantly shoots him, but it turns out to be Kaito's trick. Just then, Delon notices Kaito Kid hiding in the room, and he instantly shoots him in the chest, thinking he has finally caught the phantom thief. But when you're dealing with a main character, victory isn't that simple, because the bullet was reflected by the diamond. Delon then fires his last shots at Kaito's head, but it was a trap. Kaito Kid then tricks the detective, displaying several shining gems in air. Delon then remembers that the diamond emits light in the shape of a cross. He charges at it, but to his shock, he falls from the window. As Kaito Kid was hanging the gem with his foot, Kaito Kid then dresses as princess. Yet, before he can escape, Ginzo suddenly stops him. As he realizes Kaito Kid's trick, everyone jumps on them, but Kaito Kid swiftly escapes. He pretends that Inspector Ginzo is making the heist difficult for him, and after he escapes, Ginzo finds the diamond in his pocket, making the impression that he was able to retrieve it back. Kaito was happy, as Ginzo was back to his old self. However, his mission to catch his father's killer wasn't completed until now. Next part will be soon. Like and subscribe for more.